You guys buckle your seatbelts, man. You're in for a good one today.
All right. So, got a few more bodies coming in, which is most appreciated. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, welcome. We appreciate you and we're glad to have you with us on this Saturday, January 27th, the last Saturday of January 2024. Of course, February's around the corner. The nice thing is it's 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it is where you are because you're watching it now or record. Well, you're watching it now, whether it's live or recorded. How's that? So we got you covered. Couple things before we get started with our amazing Robert Hollis. That's why we call it AMAs, the Ask Me Anythings with Robert Hollis. If you want to ask a question, if you're watching us on YouTube, very simple. Type your question in the chat. We will ask it on your behalf. If you're watching us on Zoom, feel free to type your question in the chat. Again, we will ask it on your behalf. But if you want to ask Robert directly and personally, it's very easy to do. You click on, you put your cursor in the middle of the screen. This is on Zoom. Okay, this is on Zoom. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen. On the bottom, you'll see a whole bunch of different buttons. One of them is called Reactions. If you don't see the Reactions button, click on the More button and you'll see a Reactions tab or selection. Then click on Reactions and click on Raise Hand like James Saunders just did. So we'll be chatting with him shortly and we will call upon you. That's how simple it is. And again, you can ask Robert Hollis any question. That's why we call it Ask Me Anything. So, just a couple of other quick things before we get started. If you are watching us and you'd like to join our inner circle on YouTube, very simple to do. There's a button down below called Join. Click on that button. Yeah, and thank you, Bob, for helping me out. Jerome, everybody point down to the bottom who is on the cameras. That's the button right there next to at the bottom of the screen. I love it.
That's
Click
great.
that join button and join us on our journey through the inner circle. We have breakthrough sessions in there that are incredible. They take place every week, and we would love to help you get a breakthrough. The other thing that I want to share with everybody is we hit a milestone this week, 6,905 subscribers to our YouTube channel. Yeah.
Just went over 750,000 views.
Boom and boom. Where's that mic drop? Right there. So we are growing and we got to give it to you for helping us grow. Thank you so very, very much. We got more to do. We got more things to share. We've got more wisdom to share, more unlimited wisdom to share. And we want you to be a part of it. Please share this with everybody that you know so we can build, grow, and share some amazing things that we have planned for you as we continue to grow this channel and to grow our community. You've got so many things that you put out every day, Robert. Sayings that you share with each and every person. But I hope you'll indulge me today because I found a really good saying that I want to get things started with here. This one, a friend of mine, Sabrina Skipper, shared with me, and it's very, very apropos for AMA, for our community, and things like that. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Take your time, do your best, and never give up.
Nice.
With that being said, let's get this thing rolling, ladies and gentlemen. I am so honored and privileged to introduce this gentleman. He has helped 67 people become millionaires. Why? Because he cares and he wants you to succeed. So let's give it up for Mr. Robert Hollis.
Thank you so much, Craig, the hostess with the mostest. You are just freaking amazing. I love you and I appreciate you. Everybody give Mr. Jackman a hand. Me and him have been together for so long. and hi, each and every one of you. I really love you being here. I hope that you're ready for a super download here. A lot of people here are involved in Inner Circle that we do on Thursday nights, and it's very interesting to see, how we can help people go through their breakthroughs and figure out where they're going. The download, or the thing I want to share with you guys today, if I just ask the question, are you connected? Are you connected? All right. So now when I say that, I'm going to give you a bunch of analogies. It was funny. I had an old friend of mine named Jeff Carlisle that I've known for years. I probably met him back, in the 90s. Is that crazy when I say something like that? It's like, yeah, probably in the mid to late 90s. And he became a top producer in the same company that I was in. We've been going back and forth on a lot of things that, we want to do, right? And so when I talk about connection, I know that a lot of you have heard me say to reach out and connect with people, reach out and connect with people. And so here is where in lies something very unique, because my description of connecting with somebody, I know, is different than your thought of connecting with people, right? So some people would have a connection. And how many people have ever heard this phrase called my soulmate? This person is my soulmate. On a scale to 1 to 10, what would you say that would scale as far as a connection? And let me just give you something to think about, right? Um, when you're connected that strong with somebody, doesn't virtually everything in the world doesn't make any difference anymore? And you know that I've shared with each and every one of you how I've gone through, changing of perspective. And that's my goal here today, is to help you to get a different frame, a different perspective on what connection is. And one of the things is, of course, I always make the joke about, when you're young and you're being teased and people go, Bobby, do you got a girlfriend? And you go, hey, stop teasing me. I don't have a girlfriend. They have cooties. I don't want anything to do with girls. Nothing. They got cooties. Well, I don't know what happened from my early, 12, 13 years old in there. I don't know what happened to my early years to now, because I sort of like girls a lot now. You know what I mean? And been with my soulmate for 40 years now. All right. So isn't it amazing that you got this group of friends that you hung out with, and then all of a sudden, one of the close friends creates another connection. And what does the rest of the friends say about him? Oh my God. Do you even get messages returned from Curtis anymore? No. Curtis doesn't call me anymore. He doesn't show up anymore. He's not our friend anymore. He quit the softball team. He's not. He's not. Listen. He found another connection. Yeah, but is the connection more important than my connection? Apparently, yes. And then the next thing I hear, oh, did you hear Curtis had a boy? Yeah, Curtis is a father now. Are you effing kidding me? What? Hang on. Hang on. So how can Curtis be such a close member of my connection, and in a blink of an eye, Curtis locked into another connection And it might be painful. It might hurt a little bit or a lot. But Curtis found another connection. And in my opinion, don't get mad at me, maybe a deeper high-speed connection. Okay. So here's my point, you guys. Everyone that's on here, even if they're in their 70s and 80s and 90s, knows what I mean when I say hardwired. Right? Is there anybody on here that hasn't seen or them themselves took an Ethernet cable and unplugged it and plugged it into something called a modem or something called, the internet? See? And so, wow, isn't it amazing once you get connected, how the world stops when you're not connected? So you're walking around with your device, or you turn on the TV and it does this, and you're like, oh my God, the cable's down. Oh my God, oh. Where's the connection? Let me call the cable company. Let me call the internet company. My connection's gone. My connection's gone. What if your whole life was about making sure that if you're unconnected, you find a way to get reconnected? Okay. Now, how many of your guys' minds are going a little fast now? Because in your life, how many of you have, I'll share it this way. Jim Rohn said this to me. Jim Rohn. Oh my God, I love Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn said this to me. He said, he walked me over and he showed me this big black speaker. We were at an event. And he put his hand on the speaker and he said, Robert. I said, yeah. He said, you see this speaker? And I said, yeah. He goes, what if we go behind the speaker and unplug it from the electricity? I go, it wouldn't work. So he says, are you telling me a speaker needs to be connected to an energy source? Now, that speaker, if it's connected to an energy source, there's also another wire that plugs into it. And that's the one that goes to the amplifier. So if you guys are not technical, this is okay. And that amplifier is hooked to a microphone. Am I losing anybody? And so when you put a microphone in front of somebody, why is it that, whoever's got the mic, whoever's speaking into the mic, have any of you watched someone sing like Whitney Houston at the Super Bowl? Her rendition of the national anthem. And while you're hearing it, there's a bunch of weird things that are happening to your body. Whoa, what's that feeling? Why is my breath changing? Why is there tears coming out of my eyes? Have any one of you ever seen and listened to a speaker where that happened to you? I'm going to put this on gallery. If you don't want your camera to show, please put yes or thumbs up in the chat. So have any one of you ever heard a song or listened to someone sing and you were surprised by the feelings that it made you feel? That is someone that is connected to super high speed internet. And it impacts us so much that it changes our reference in our mind. These are called significant emotional events. And when they hit you, you remember where you are. You remember what happened. Have you guys ever heard that, a song will play, and immediately when a song will play, you'll see someone having some kind of emotion because that song's connected to an event that happened in their lives? And as soon as that song starts playing, whoop, we go right into Star Trek, people. The tractor beam. Whoop, we go into tractor beam. Oh, time travel. We go right to that place. When my first son was born, when I got married, there's a lot of things we look through in these significant emotional events that have happened in our life. And I wanted to do my best to explain to you what connection is. Now, do any one of you have not only a favorite singer, but do you have a favorite actor or actress? Because it just seems to me like there's some people apparently know how to act. And then there's some people that are connected to high-speed internet, where they're so good as you're watching, you're going, that's Tom Hanks. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. And from the first scene, it's no longer Tom Hanks. It's whatever damn character he's playing. Can I get an amen? Or I just want to tell you guys, I want to talk about connection, because once you understand connection, your life is going to change. And it's going to change really, really, really fast. Has any one of you that love athletes, have you ever watched an athlete do something and you knew they were connected? It's like, we try to call this muscle memory. We try to call this practice. We try to call this a lot of stuff. But when you see an unbelievable athletic move, you go, that's unhuman. That person's in the zone. That is like, holy crap. And when that person makes that incredible catch or incredible throw or incredible run or incredible tackle or incredible run back or incredible home run or an incredible goal, aren't you, like me, fascinated with human beings that are just a little bit above average? And sometimes a lot above average. Now, question. Why do they inspire us? So if a singer inspired us and touched us, an actor, an athlete, a pastor, a priest, a rabbi, all these people out there, a motivational speaker, a trainer, why is it when we see these certain individuals that they do something to us, we know that they're connected? And even though they're connected, it inspires us to want to be more like them. So when I say the goal in life is to connect with other people and get them to feel connected to something that will make them feel more connected. So I wrote this phrase when I was in my download, right? Which, by the way, if some of you are not getting downloads, it's because you don't have high-speed internet. How many of you caught this? It's like, hey, I downloaded that. It took a second. Let me see if I can download it. And I go, what was that? Oh, I'm connecting to the internet. Like in 1980? It's like, what? So I click on a video and I get inspired and I get connected. You click on it and it's doing this. How many of you have watched a movie and all of a sudden it stops and it starts thinking, it starts doing the twisting, it starts doing the buffering, the time thing goes around. Does that upset you like it does me? It's like you're into the movie. You're connecting. Goes into disconnect. What the and how many buttons do you press and how fast do you press them? Stop, pause, get out of the app, go back into the app, check all the boxes, go check the connectors. It's like, come on. Come on, get connected. If you have an electronic device, this happened with me and Jeff Carlisle yesterday. All of a sudden, something came up on my laptop. I was sitting in my massage chair. And it says, it would be a good idea for you right now to plug into some power. Because if you don't, I'm disconnecting you. How many of us get distracted when that happens? No, you don't get distracted. You say, hey, Craig, hang on. What? I got to plug in. And everyone understands. Has any of you ever got upset when someone said, hey, Shauna and Kevin, hang on a second. I'm about ready to lose connection. Give me a moment so I plug in. And what do we all do? Hey, no problem. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Because we understand the importance of being plugged into the energy. Because without the energy, we're going to lose connection. Why is it that you'll drop everything in life to make sure that your electronic devices are charged and connected, but you won't do it for you? I'm waiting. I feel that the majority of the people on this planet not only are not connected, but it's like whether you know that you're stupid. Stupid people don't know that they're stupid. And so then they get disconnected, or they don't even realize that they went from, by the way, I went on the internet. I was so excited about sharing this stuff with you guys that I went on the internet. And there's a new company that came out the beginning of this year called Zippy or something like that. And they now have 50 gigabytes. So I know 1,000, that's a megabyte, right? And then there's people like Google Fiber that have 8 gigs down and up. And now there's 50. So what is that? That 7 times, 8 times? Holy cow. 10,000 is a terabyte, so it's 5 terabytes. Wow. All right. So how many of you, because see, this is what I want you to understand. This is what this is sorting, you guys. If I find people, and I do find people still to this day. Hey, Robert, yeah, you got a minute? Sure. Can you call me? Like on a phone? Yeah. Why don't we jump on, Zoom, video conferencing? Ain't got that. Ain't got that. Ain't got that. Well, let's do Zoom over your phone. No, not gonna get a smartphone. Ain't got that. If there's something in your mind that doesn't say, hey, I wish you a great day, I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor. I'd like to be, if people had a big enough awareness, wouldn't it be neat to just reach out to people? Hey, Ola from Sweden. Who do you know right now that is connected to the highest speed internet? Well, I know of a company. Don't get mad, Ola. I'm not interested in your provider. I'm not interested in your connection. Why? Well, because I see the evidence of your speed in life. I know you're on low speed internet. No, I'm joking because Ola's a good friend of mine. So I did this post and I put it in Chat GPT. And here's what I put. I put, please give me some ways to make this sentence better. And here's the sentence that I put. You won't connect with people because you don't believe that it will do anything for them because it hasn't done anything for you. Say it again. You won't connect with people because you do not believe that it will do anything for them because it hasn't done anything for you. Now, ChatGPT gave me some other cool sentences. So let me run those by you. You struggle to connect with others because you're skeptical of its benefits, giving your own experiences. All right. So I'm over at Coach Bob's place and I got a flip phone, not a smartphone, a flip phone. As soon as I walk in, Bob goes, oh, by the way, if you're going to be here for dinner and hang out, my Wi-Fi is Coach Bob and the password is 1-800-STUD. Okay. And I go, Wi-Fi? What are you talking about? He goes, wait a minute. You don't have a smartphone? No. Nope, don't have a smartphone, not interested in connecting, don't want to be on social media. In fact, I think the internet is from the devil. Plus, I'm on the witness protection program because I think that I've hurt a lot of people. So I don't want to put my picture or my profile on any social media because the people that I wasn't nice to are going to find me. Or I'm so scared about being hacked and losing everything. Is this any different? Well, I got to finish these sentences. Okay. Your belief in the value of connection stemming from personal disappointments hinders your ability to engage with people. I got hurt one time. I connected with people and they said some bad things to me. I connected with people and they won't connect back. Have any of you been in more than one relationship? So you were connected one time and then you got hurt until you decided to connect again. A yes or a yes? Now, some of you are not happy that you reconnected with someone new. And some of you are very happy that you reconnected with someone new. And so, don't the people that are connected sort of irritate us a little bit? I mean, how old are those two? They must be in their 90s and they're kissing in public. Ah, I don't like public demonstrations of affection. Go find a hotel room. Is this touching anybody? Okay. So, next one. Since connecting with others hasn't worked for you, you doubt it can benefit anyone, which impedes your abilities to form a relationship. So have you guys heard the same thing that I've heard? That most people in America today have less than 2 friends? How many of you have a lot of real friends? How many of you have friends, but you're not connected with them? Huh? Because yesterday, when Jeff reached out to me a couple days ago, we reconnected. Do any of you have relationships where the second you reconnect, it feels like you never unconnected? It's like you just pick up, right? It's like that connection hits, bam, bam, wham, laughing, giggling, talking about, hey, you remember this, blah, 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 blah. Whoop. You go right back into that time, the tractor beam. And on top of that, you always know when you're connected because you totally forget about the time. It's like, oh my God, we've been talking for hours. I didn't even realize that went by. So how many of you have seen a presentation or a movie that you didn't get connected with, and so you laughed? And how many of you have been connected, and then all of a sudden they go, okay, we're gone. We'll see you next time you're going. I was on that Zoom for 3.5 hours. What the hell? It's like you almost don't believe it, right? So let's read another one. Your lack of belief in the effectiveness of forming connections based on your experience prevents you from engaging with others. Do any of you know that what I do is a people business? Now, this will sound like I'm asking you this question to pat myself on the back, but it's not. Do any of you feel connected to me? Okay. Do any of you feel that I'm connected to you? See, when people don't understand how to label that, they say, "Oh my God, you're so down to earth. Oh my God, you're so sincere." But every one of you has been connected to somebody, which makes you understand immediately when you feel no connection. No connection. No connection. So that means if you have no connection with somebody and you're trying to share stuff with them, there's not a fast enough connection for them to get the download. So now I understand if someone says, I don't understand what you do. Well, I don't understand what you do. What I should be hearing is ding, 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 ding. They're like, oh my God, this person's on 9,500 bit. This guy's not. And how I came up with this masterminding. So the master was there. Some of you will get that hopefully one time in your life. It's like that's why when me and Jeff connected, we could feel it was on a different level for both of us. So let me give you the last one. You're hesitant to connect with people, doubting its usefulness due to your own unfruitful experiences. Okay? Each version aims to convey the original meaning more closely and clearer than focus at the end of the effective relationship between personal belief and your ability to connect with others. So how many of you are asking yourself almost on a day-to-day basis, why in the hell am I not connecting with people? It's because you're looking for evidence in your life that you're connected and you're not. You need me to say that again? The reason that you're not connecting with people is because you're not connected, so you have nothing to give them. You think if I connect with somebody, they might ask some questions about my evidence that this works, and I got none. How long have you been in? How much have you made? Would you make last month? Why do you think you're scared of hearing this? Why are you scared of being rejected? Why do you still have a chicken list? Chicken list is people that you should have contacted and you haven't yet because you're not connected. Is this helping any of you? Okay. So now, one more pretty good punch in the face. And then I'm going to go on to what I know you need to do. You don't have to raise your hands on this. How many of you right now, if asked, seriously, are you a part of any spiritual belief? Are you part of any kind of belief or thing like that? People are like, yeah, I am. Does your belief talk about inviting others to hear this message? So when's the last time that you brought someone to the synagogue, brought someone to church, brought someone to temple, brought someone to Kingdom Hall, brought someone to the sweat tent? Yeah, I'm a seeker. Brought someone to mass. See, there's a lot of different religions out there. Brought someone to the mosque. There's a bunch of different beliefs and religions out there. And don't get mad at me, but you might have called the provider to get connected. But if you don't lean into it and act like you're connected, then you have no evidence. And since you don't talk about the evidence in your life of being connected, that's called a testimony. You don't feel like there's enough evidence. You don't feel like you're worthy. You don't feel like you're enough to do what you're called to do, which is each and every day spreading the good news and getting people in front of the person that can deliver the message. How deep is that? Some of you not only don't bring anyone to a new belief because you're not connected, but you're no longer connected to any kind of belief. So if you're not connected, you're not getting downloads. If you don't get downloads, you're not inspired. If you don't know what it feels like to be connected, you can't see connections in other people. So what you do is you completely isolate yourself and you don't connect with anybody. And that causes despair, destruction, division, destroy, dis-ease. See, because when you're not connected, then the world looks at you as something that's decaying and not growing. So if you're decaying because you're not connected, then you need to go. Not doing anything here. Oh, wait a minute, you are. You're constantly complaining and connecting with other people that are complainers, that are talking about the end of the world. So those that are connected weren't taught to sit around and wait for Jesus to come. But yet that's how some people act, or whoever they, whatever their belief is. So I hope this didn't get too deep for you, because now I'm going to share with you how to turn it around instantaneously. You ready? You physically look and search to find people that you know that are plugged in, that are connected. So when science of getting rich and Think and Grow Rich, and even the Bible, you know, Jesus said to the disciples, go 2 by 2, because a prophet's not welcome in his own hometown. Because they knew when you got around people that know you from the past, that you would feel unconnected. So you better bring someone with you that's connected. Because everybody's like, hey, Bobby's in town. Hey, remember when you stole that beer truck? Can you still smash beer cans on your head? And I'm like, oh my God. No, I don't do much of that anymore. Come on, let's go to the bars. Let's go get drunk. Let's go get hammered. Let's go get in trouble. No. Why are you here then? Why are you here? Well, I want to introduce you to a dear friend of mine named Melody Ryba. Well, why? Well, because when I'm around her, she makes me feel more alive than I've ever been before. I'm not quite where she is, but because she's connected with people that are really making some impact in the world, and she's helping a lot of people live the life that they've always wanted. She's an incredible woman, incredible mother, and I just want to introduce you to her, and you can ask her questions. See, when you have no evidence that something's not working, why can't you do what I did? So 37 years ago, in the worst place that I could be, someone I had a small connection with introduced me to my mentor. And it took me milliseconds to go, this guy is running on just a different frequency. His shoulders back, his smile, his confidence, the way that he talked. This guy was, you know, some people call it an aura, but this person was magnetic. You guys ever see anybody like this? Some people call it charisma. But all of a sudden, you're around a person that is connected. You can tell they're connected. And going back to the Jim Rohn story, he goes, there's always going to be two people in front of that microphone. Always two. A person that's talking that's not connected, and a person that's talking that is connected. And if you've ever seen somebody on stage and you knew they were connected and they were really, really connected, where you see someone say some stuff that you go, what the hell was that? And the person goes, hey, hang on a second. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And you go, what the hell was that? They just closed their eyes a little bit and went, all right, got it. That was a download. And then you hear people do this, go, wow, that was good. I've never said that in front of a room before. What? I thought you knew every word in your presentation, and because you were looking at the PowerPoints. And if any one of you ever listened to someone that trained or spoke and you just went, geez, I need a cup of coffee. This is rough. This is really, really rough. Didn't connect, nothing. I hope I don't freak some of you out. I believe when you hear those noises, ding, ding, ding. You know what I believe that you should hear from me? That you know whether or not I'm connected? My laugh. My whole entire life, even before I got involved in this industry, people were like, geez, man, your laugh just stops people in their tracks. And that's why some of the closest students I've ever taught, including Melody, goes, why can Robert look at you and go, man, you need to pull your head out of your ass and you need to do it right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you got that. And it's like, did he just punch me in the face and then put his arm around me and tell me that he loves me? Did he do that all in one shot? Do you guys understand? It's going to sound weird, but I was told to tell you guys this morning because I want you to have the best life you've ever had. You know whether or not when you're connected or not. And I'm just telling you the reason things work for me. I always share some very, very, what would it be called? I really share some incredible sensitive stuff with my inner circle members. And I know that I share some stuff that people go, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't know what to do with that. So Robert, you've told me that you're in the Hall of Fame. Now you've made over 60 million. You've helped 67 people. You're an author. You've done all this stuff. And you're telling me that all you do is get connected and then something higher than yourself connects you with people. And then all of a sudden you got this big explosion. Yeah. Because now I'm seeing other people. Don't you guys always notice that it seems like a belief is released or a download's released? And a lot of people got it at the same time. And so you see it in a bunch of different conversations by certain individuals that are connected. So all the people that have worked their ass off, and it's important to them to be hardwired. Does everybody know what hardwired is? Because we all went through when Wi-Fi was okay, but it just wasn't reliable. And so I'm not hooking my TV up anymore to Wi-Fi. I'm going to run a cable to it, and it's going to be hardwired. You guys understand what I'm saying? So as soon as we know there's a weak connection in any of our electronic devices, we immediately know that we need to get it hardwired. Once we hardwire, we might do one of two things. How many times have any of you asked, where do I go to check my internet speed? Where do I go to check my internet speed? Because connection's important to you, isn't it? So when you're reaching out, what I was able to do is I was able to recognize immediately that the guy that I was learning from, the guy that was talking to me, made me feel different. I didn't understand a majority of the stuff that he talked about that night. All I knew is I wanted that. Curtis. Coach Curtis, unmute yourself.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Wonderful. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So, Curtis, how long were you with Tony Robbins?
Oh, just 5 years.
Just 5 years. From the time that you first seen him or heard of him,
Yep.
how long before you were on his team?
Less than a year.
Less than a year. So is it fair to say, did you see him live or did you hear him or watch him before you seen him live?
So I'll do it real fast. I saw him on his Personal Power 2 TV ad. That's where I first was introduced to him. Then I got his books and used his teachings. Then I got Personal Power and learned that, turned my life around. And then I went to a live event in Fort Lauderdale and found out he was starting a coaching department and became one of his first coaches. Yeah.
Did you guys hear one connection, second connection, third connection, fourth connection? Would it be fair to say, Curtis, that you spent a lot of money with Tony Robbins?
Yeah, it's like going to college. Yeah, over $100,000.
You gave someone over $100,000?
Oh yeah, way more than that. I had to pay for all my own travel, all that stuff while I learned. Even though I got paid as a coach, it wasn't anywhere near to live in San Diego, and be a coach for that kind of income, But yeah,
why would
yeah,
someone
and just to reiterate, it was multiple, probably weekly connections to reach that point where I got in front of Tony to get to an event to do all that. Yeah,
really?
It was all about connection. Yeah.
How many of you got a lot of out what Curtis just said? Right? Next one. Curtis, did you not only do coaching with Tony, but did you eventually just become a coach?
Yep.
So that's why it says Coach Curtis on your Zoom?
That's what I'm known as.
I know you as Coach Curtis.
Just kind
So
of
my
stuck.
question for you, did you feel that Tony Robbins was connected?
Oh, like I'll share. I knew there was a moment when I knew that I watched him on stage. I could see the connection from him to a higher power, literally direct connect, like a giant Ethernet. It was a direct cable to,
like he was in a tractor beam.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. That's a perfect way to explain it. That's exactly how to explain it. A tractor beam and it's all about, that's what he teaches before he gets on stage. He taught us what he does. And it's about connecting to the universe and the people in the audience before they even see him and meet him.
Give me the word.
and he goes through everybody's information because when you go to an event, he reads everybody's stuff. He's insane, right? He's an alien, but that's what he does. And so when he comes out, he's already connected to you.
Got it.
Yeah.
Intently?
Yeah.
And intently on
I've
purpose?
never experienced anything like that, like connection.
So once you experience that, would it be fair to say that you've been spending the rest of your life trying to do that yourself?
Well, I'd like to say yes, but no, which is painful because if you're not doing what you know you're supposed to be doing, it's extremely painful. So
You're
I should have
unconnected.
been.
You're
I
unconnected.
unconnected. I unplugged my Ethernet cable, and I've been plugging it back in lately, but it was unplugged for a long time.
Now, Curtis, you don't know how perfect timing this is. I know you feel that.
Yeah.
I know you feel that. Have you seen any of that in me?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. You and I were connected instantaneously. Like we met at Ray's daughter's birthday party at Ray's house.
No, it was her baby shower. It was
the baby shower. Yeah, it was the baby shower. That's right. That's right. But we like, it wasn't like a challenge to come to talk to you. It was just like we were already friends. You know, we just kind of like, hey, Robert, we just met. You know, there was like I don't know how many people there, but
like we've been friends forever.
Like forever, exactly. Like you were my brother. It was like weird. Yeah.
Okay. So
because you present that. Yeah. You got attraction.
So here's the question now. Once you unplugged the Ethernet, the hard wire from Tony, did you ever really work on plugging it in to where Tony was plugged in?
Oh, I have off and on. Absolutely. Absolutely. I haven't been coaching for a few years, but when I was, that's 100%. I have to. Yeah.
So wait a minute. You would deliberately say a prayer and meditation before you connected with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually an incantation. I get up and get in state.
Okay. And then once you
never get on a coaching call unless you're in state. Yeah.
Yeah. And then in state. So then once you're connected with a person, were you ever so connected with them that you actually brought some stuff up to them that they knew you didn't know?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
And it freaks them out a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. You can actually, if you match and mirror people and align with them, you can actually read their thoughts almost. Well,
so now you could connect. What was your fastest connection?
Fastest connection?
Like have you
before I even noticed it?
Like you said, when you seen me and met me, it was like you didn't hear any noises. It was just bam.
It didn't go. No, it was instantaneous. It was actually like pre connecting. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like before you and I, before I even looked at your eyes, we were already. It just felt already connected. Yeah.
So you could see that I was present and wanted to connect with you.
Yeah. Well, it was like we were already connected. It was weird. It was
like
you're connected to everybody. Yeah.
Because we're connected to the same modem.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thanks, Curtis.
Exactly. That's a great analogy. Thank you, Robert. Now I'm in massive pain because I need to go plug in my router, but
I love you, man.
Thank you for that.
All right. You bet. So getting back to the rest of you, because again, I just was downloading and I thought, yeah, everybody looks at me as a freak. I get it. You know what I mean? So I constantly get all these things. Robert, why are you so excited? Why are you always positive? Why do you have such a work ethic? Why do you do all the things that you do? I'm more hardwired than you are. The connection with my creator is I know the source of my speed, the source of my download. So that's very important to me. It's the number one thing to me. I'm not interested in connecting with you or anybody unless I'm connected. Because if I don't get connected first, then I'm telling you some bullshit I made up. I'm telling you some garbage out of my head, some garbage that I think that's garbage, something that I heard somebody else say. So how many of you have tried to explain something to someone and it almost sounds like a disconnect? And no one likes that disconnect because that's called rejection. So if I reach out to Bill and I go, hey, Bill, I really would like to connect with you. In fact, there's some things that I would like to share with you that's made me feel connected. I just want to connect with you. And if I send this to them and they're not interested in getting connected, how in the hell can I help them? No, I know what some of you are thinking, right? Robert, when are you going to talk about closing somebody for a product or a package? Yeah, that's not this fucking conversation. I have never, ever desired to be connected to that fucking modem. I've never desired to use fear of missing out, closing, manipulation. I've never been connected to a bunch of stuff just to get money out of people's pockets so I can get a paycheck. I am not on that server. Some people in the world are really plugged into that server. And if you listen to them and do what they did, oh my God, you're going to get the same results. Because it seems like every 60 days, every 90 days, they got to unplug and plug into another modem. And the signal that they're looking for is hype, bullshit, money, closing, alligator shoes, Rolex watch, Prada, Louis Vuitton. See, there's a lot of people that are plugged into this modem. And some people think that if they plug into that modem, that people will follow them. Yeah, it's the people that want to be plugged into that modem. So when you share stuff with people to connect with them, things that changed your life. So you guys have been following me for a while. Step one is you got to find out how to reconnect. You got to find out how to reconnect to the fastest download you can get. I have some suggestions. What do you think that my mentor, instead of trying to bullshit me for hours on hours on hours on hours and hours, making me go to every weekend training, making me do a bunch of manipulative closing bullshit, that it was important for him to tell me, hey, Robert, I need you to go to a bookstore and pick up this book. It's The Greatest Miracle in the World by Mandino. Read the book and give me a call. I believe that my mentor, the guy's got more evidence than any person I've ever seen. His pictures on the face of Inc. magazine was Steve Jobs and Bill Gates as being the fastest growing company that's ever been created. My mentor has evidence. He take a lot of misfits from Misfit Island and turn them into multimillionaires. Me and Mark Aceta. So he wasn't just evidence. Everyone around them that paid attention to him was evidence. So why did I leave him? Because when he got his own company and he had his own products and he had his own everything, he was trying to get me to disconnect from my modem and plug into his modem. I was like, no, thanks. So other people closer to him unplugged and plugged into him because he had a God complex. And I went, ooh, this connection doesn't feel very good. I need to unplug. And when I unplugged, a couple of years later, I get a call from Barbara Walters asking me to be on 2020 in front of 43 million people, making sure this modem got taken offline. Did you guys catch that? So, you know, you might like, what is his name? Geez, I guess the name that I'm thinking of is this new FTX guy, Sam. You know what I mean? You know, Bernie Madoff. Okay? Bernie Madoff and people like him run from a different modem. And then everyone plugs into that modem, and then that modem gets taken offline, and it makes a lot of people look stupid. I think, God, it's coming to me, but it's downloading. Kevin Bacon. Do you guys know that Kevin Bacon liquidated virtually all of his stuff and gave it to Bernie Madoff? So when Bernie Madoff's pyramid fell, Kevin Bacon had to start all over. That's a big owie. That's one of these things that, you know, it'd be better for me just to go in a corner and cry and isolate myself from the world. Or that probably was a good time for Kevin Bacon to say, wow, if there's any time to get reconnected, right now should be that time. I need to, you know, he basically had to come out of retirement. Oh, have you ever heard that? Yeah. Okay. Because if I hooked my modem, have I connected to the wrong modem in my life? Yeah, multiple times. And so I just want you guys all to know that when you find that connection, until you got that connection enough to get that evidence, then you got to introduce people that are plugged in. So my mentor looked at me and he goes, Robert, listen, you've seen my check, you've seen my income. I'm here to build your business. Can you say as little as possible to as many people as you can, as fast as you can? Tell them quickly that you're working with me and that I'm your friend and your business partner, and do your best to get them in front of me. If you do, I'll make you rich beyond your wildest means. And he did exactly what he said he was going to do. So when you're connecting with people online, what is something that you could share with them that makes you feel connected? Is it the God Memorandum? Is it the science of getting rich? Is it one of my videos? Is it Abraham Hicks? See, when you find people that are connected, then all you need to do is find a way to become an affiliate with them and edify and promote the hell out of them. And when you do that, and you're willing to surrender and do that, then you get evidence, you get ranks, you get income, you get subscribers, you get views. Is that helping anybody? Because everyone keeps asking me what's my secret and what my magic is. That's my secret. It takes me milliseconds to connect with somebody on Zoom. Milliseconds. And the other person has got a person on Zoom and they're trying to get them to buy a product or get involved in a business opportunity. People love giving money to people that make them feel better. Because now it's been, August was our first year with YouTube. So we went from making $1,022,000 in year 2022, and then made almost $12,000 in 2023. Are any of you subscribed to my channel? Can you please explain to me why you would do something so stupid? Did that click for any of you? I was sharing with Jeff Carlisle that if you guys go on YouTube and put in Abraham Hicks, not only does he have 75 million views, I think she's got one video that has like 41 million views on it. And when you look at her channel, she started creating it in 2007. Maybe just a little before everybody thought about it. And then when you do Abraham Hicks, you're going to see a bunch of channels that also say Abraham Hicks. Listen, you guys, there's people right now that I know personally that make millions of dollars a year on YouTube because all they do is take snippets of Abraham Hicks and then put cartoons to it. So they not only know that Abraham Hicks is connected, just like Rhonda Byrne knew she was connected, just like Bob Proctor knew she was connected. But Rhonda Byrne knew that if she put her on The Secret, then she just had to find other people that read The Science of Getting Rich. And when they read it, they got connected. So it's pretty crazy when you see Bob Proctor's career and his whole life is really simply talking about one book. So Bob Proctor got connected and then he spent all day, every day doing what? Showing other people how to get connected. So that's my magic. So you got to learn what connection is, right? Have any one of you felt connection? We're all adults here. So when I read for the first time in a long time, Abraham Hicks's website, and she was going, yeah, you guys all know what the connection is. You all know, you know, you're either over here going, I don't want, I think I want this. No, I don't want this. Yeah, but what about this and what about that? And, you know, I want this, but I really don't want this. And if that happens, you'll want this. And when all you need to do is go back over to the tractor beam and plug into the tractor beam. Then while you're in the tractor beam, start imagining some stuff. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like, Curtis, what have you been doing? I haven't talked to you in years. I was just wondering what's going on. And whether or not Curtis is going to get connection from that point on, or evidence of a connection, is where Curtis now decides to plug them into. So Curtis might not have the evidence that he would like to have because he's so busy for short-term gain to consistently plug people into other people's motives. And if you're plugging people into a modem and you don't know whether or not they're going to get a result, then you might even have a little bit of karma coming your way. So how many of you get significantly emotionally affected by something and you immediately want to share it? Here's when you know that you're connected. Listen closely. I said, we're all adults. Abraham Hicks goes, you ever had an orgasm? Is there anything that's ever happened to you for just a small moment in time? Time, everything just disappeared for a little bit. Have any one of you ever been connected where you lost time? You just lost time. You know what people say when they're in that? Man, I wish I could just stay right here. Is there any way that this feeling can just stay here for a while? Have you ever been on a conversation with somebody and again, you go, oh my God, I've been in this conversation for 3 hours. Kevin, who you talking to? Shauna. I mean, you've been talking for like 4 hours on the phone? What the hell are you talking about? Nothing. That makes no sense. I know it doesn't because you've never been connected like this. And this is what I shared with my son, Matthew, that's on here. Because Matthew, being super analytical, a geek from the dork force like his father. And I told him, Matt, one day you're going to connect with somebody and you're going to forget everything else. They're basically going to take over your hard drive. And all you're going to be thinking about is that connection. And if it works out right, that connection could turn into a deeper connection. And then it could turn into a deeper yet connection. And one day, you're not going to be around her, and your heart's going to hurt. You're not going to have a headache. You're going to have a heartache. And you're going to get a knot in your stomach. And you're going to go, what the hell is this about? And it's like, I miss her. What is he saying? I miss the connection that we had. The modem got unplugged. And so that's where some of us have probably ruined relationships because that lack of connection turns us into a stalker. That lack of connection turns into, hey, I called you 58 times and you didn't pick up. Why won't you return my text? Am I the only idiot that's talking about this, or do I relate with any of you? Do you think I got connected before I did this Zoom? Am I connecting with you? Because, ladies and gentlemen, as AI keeps coming around and increases, do you know the only thing that people are going to have in the future is community and connections? And I'm telling you right now, if you don't learn to build a community of people that are subscribers, followers, people that are liking, if you don't work right now building your community or being part of one, things are going to get nothing but worse for you. Did you hear me? So the way I sort is by reaching out. Hi, Kai. I see that you're on this page. I loved your comment. I like connecting with like-minded people. And I wanted to share this gift with you. This is something my mentor shared with me that changed every aspect of my life. All I'm doing is walking up to Kai. God is great, man. For some of you that are offended by that, I'm sorry. Kai. Kai, here. Here. What is that? Kai, listen. Listen. Kai, listen. I'm sick of those things. Kai. Delete, block. I need to find someone to connect with. I got to find someone else to connect with. So now I just got rejected. He deleted and blocked me. He told me I was an idiot. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to somebody else and see if I can get rejected. I'm going to reach out to somebody else. No, don't do that. Go, damn, that hurt. Who's connected here? Melody. Hi, Melody. She goes, give me that. Plugs in. What's going on? Well, I reached out to someone that didn't want to plug into my modem, and they said some awful things, and they blocked and deleted me. Melody says, and? Well, I don't know if I can do this business. It's not for me. And? Well, I don't want to do this. And? I'm done. Hey, Robert. Yeah? Remember when you shared this dream with me? Oh, yeah. Remember what you told me you were going to do once you helped a bunch of people get connected? Yeah. So you're really not going to do those things for Terry? You're really not going to do those things for your sons? You're not really going to do those things for your grandsons and daughter? No, I am. Melody goes, hey, you gave me the cord, but now you plug in. Melody grabs me real nice without me knowing it and slowly slides me into the tractor beam. And my shoulders come up, my smile is up back, and I'm going, all right, I'm sorry. I'm not a quitter. You know, watch me, man. I'm going to call 1 million people in the next 30 seconds. Listen. You don't need to do that. Just be consistent. When you feel unplugged because someone made you feel unplugged, plug back in. Then go back when you're plugged in and you're in the right state. Now you connect with people. Not get rejected and see 4 people didn't reply. Totally feel unplugged. Start beating the shit out of yourself for being unplugged. And then now reach out to people not connected, unplugged. And then what you do is you go, you know what? Screw this frickin' voice message gift bullshit. I'm going to copy and paste. Are you a loser? Sign up now. Buy my shit now. And it's like, yeah, now you're not plugged in. Now you're pissed off because you got to pay some bills. And now you're just out there trying to shoot people in the head. And then you know what you say? Robert, I was doing exactly what you told me to do. Oh, really? Send me your messages. Send me the last messages that you sent to the last person. I dare you. I freaking dare you. Because even if you did a voice clip, I can tell you, It's a voice clip from a person that's not plugged in. Did this freak any of you out? You know what I said when I plugged into you guys today? I got a really cool message for the first 30 minutes of this AMA. And now I look at the clock and I guess it was supposed to be an hour and a half message. Every one of you, if you've never experienced being connected, please make that your very first thing to do. I didn't do this before I got on. Maybe you go to Google, maybe you go to Chat GPT and put in, I need some books. You know what? You're not supposed to do that. You know what you're supposed to do? See, that came from my logic mind. I'm not trying to freak you guys out. I was telling you some shit from my logical brain instead of, I disconnected for a second. All right? You've seen me do it because I want to help people. Does any of you want to help people? Most of you guys are trying to help people by giving them knowledge instead of being connected. Okay? No, you got to connect with them. So maybe go to YouTube and put in how to get connected. Are you going to crack up when you first see maybe the first couple of videos that show up? Are you talking about the internet? Because you guys know how much I work on connection, right? So my first connection in this industry was with my mentor. You know where the second one came from? From the book he told me to read. So when I read The Greatest Miracle in the World, it did exactly what my mentor knew it would do to me. Are you guys following that? And so it connected with me. It was one of the only books I've ever read cover to cover. And I'm dyslexic. And that book impacted me so much, made me instantly realize why I'm unique. I always go the extra mile. I proclaim my uniqueness. I know I'm a miracle. I know I'm created to create. And I know I'm a frickin' rag picker. And I know that I'll spend every day, all day, every day, finding people that are going, you know, my life sucks. And I wish someone would give me one of these. I don't know. I'm lost. I think I'm a loser. Life is bullshit. No, it's not, Mary. Here. So why would it tell you to read the God Memorandum every day for 100 days? Because being connected once is pretty exhilarating. Learning to connect anywhere, any place is a different skill. It's also a different skill to be aware that you're not connected. That's why the download told me to tell you about the internet first. Isn't it obvious when your phone's going to die? Isn't it obvious when your internet's going to go down? It's obvious. You focus and you make sure you get that connection first. That's what you got to do with your life. That's what makes Robert Hollis very frickin' unique compared to other people. And thank you, Jerome. This is my ministry. So, you know, people like Jeff Carlisle and Tony and Mike Kupas that owns ACN, and David Rutz and Melody, my son, Craig. There's a lot of people that I've run into my journey, my pursuit of happiness, my pursuit of fulfillment. And in that journey, I get connected to some people, or people get introduced to me and then they don't want to be connected. That's okay. I just know there's billions of people out there that would wish they were connected, and they were inspired enough through that connection to find a gift that they could give to others that immediately, bam, this happens. I'll share this last part with you guys. This morning, I was chatting with this new guy that's in our team. His name is Tomas. Another Tomas. He's from Poland. Been talking to him for a long time. And today, me and him were going back and forth, and he's playing around with some of the Akashic and some of the other products. And he's going, you know, one day I hope to get this business. And I said, yeah, I do too. And a download. If some of you don't get them, you got to stop pretending they don't exist. And I went, wow, what could I do? What could I do? Send him, look really quickly and look for that Dear Basketball from Kobe Bryant. Grab that link and send it to him. Okay? I want you guys to see this. Hopefully there's nothing private there. Okay, this was me talking to him. And so I sent him, you know, Dear Basketball. Oh, that's our visionary group. There we go. Okay. So I send him, Dear Kobe. The next thing he sends me, by the way, I love basketball. This is me when I played basketball. I'm still an active player. And I said, wow, I love how the universe uses me. Just quick question for everybody that watches this video live or recorded. Would your download tell you to send that video? Because right now, Tomas looks at me like, what the hell? Who is this guy? And for some of you that are skeptical because you're not connected and you don't know what it feels like, you're going to go, well, maybe he looked at his Facebook page and he's got those basketball pictures on his Facebook page. Whatever bullshit you want to confuse yourself with for not getting connected, that's on you. That's not on me. So how many of you heard this? And then we'll do in the questions. You know what I used to do with people before the internet? If you guys haven't heard this story, I'll leave you with this one. Okay. Before the internet, we did live meetings, which meant we also did live training. And in a large training in Michigan with Tony and Mike Kupas, I had a speakerphone. I had a long cable, which, by the way, was connected. Okay. And I took this telephone speakerphone and I put it on a little table on stage. And this is what I said. This is what you know you can do when you're connected. It's like being a performer. I said, is there anybody in the room that knows without a shadow of a doubt they'd be willing to bet money that there's someone you know that will not listen to what I have to say for a minute? They are not interested in network marketing. They're not, they're this pyramid stuff. I'm not interested. Holy cow. Not at the time. Rick Velger ended up being one of my number one, still to this day, one of my number one people. And he raised his hand. He said, yeah, my uncle. And I went, great. How much you want to bet? And still to this day, I don't know why I don't remember this number, but he said something like $20, right? And I said, great. come up here and dial his number. I go, I'm doing the call. You're not saying anything. He goes, deal. Goes up there. We had it on speakerphone, dialed the person. This is the way his uncle answered the phone. Who is this? And I said, hello, sir. I'm sitting here with your nephew, Rick. So what? I said, well, he just bet me $20 that I couldn't get a minute of your time. If you'll give me a minute of your time, I'll split it with you. He goes, he said that? Yeah, go. And in front of all these people, I said, thank you very much, sir. I said, I'm currently expanding a company that's one of the fastest growing. It's 9 years old, debt free, done $500 million in volume. And I asked Rick if he knew of anyone that would need to make extra money. And I said, sir, do you have anyone that's on your payroll that you wished wasn't? And he goes, I sure in the hell do. I said, is there still some people in your life that you're paying allowance to that you wish they would be independent? And he goes, wow, you know me pretty well. And I said, well, I'd like to come over to your house or your office, give you this $20, and in return, you can give me the names of some people you want off your payroll. He goes, are you coming now? I said, right after this training, we'll be there by 5. He goes, I'll see you then. Looking forward to seeing you. When you do that in front of a large crowd, you know that you're freaking connected. But what if he just hung up on me? What would I do? Well, fortunately, that has never happened to me when I stepped in that faith. The right person raises their hand, giving me the right person to show these people a ninja move that they didn't think was possible. So now that sort of built their respect for me a little bit. Wouldn't you agree? Which, by the way, Rick's uncle and his dad got in business with me. And Rick's dad and uncle owned the largest marina on the Great Lakes in Michigan. We were selling water filters. And those guys made sure that every yacht that was in their yard got a water filter in it. Rick Belger went, I think in 9 months, he went to the same as Super Affiliate, over $1 million in volume. Because I knew I was connected. I knew it didn't give a rip what he said. And I was willing to push Rick to give me this chicken list. End of story. Okay. Craig, over to you.
You mean I gotta follow that? OMG. Robert, what a fantastic message. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, thank you too.
Thank you, connection.
Yes, it's amazing. And you know, this is where being part of the inner circle also helps. So please hit that join button. If you're watching us on YouTube, right there at the bottom, or go to roberthollis.com/join. Also got to give a shout out to Jody Falcon. Jody, thank you so much for the donation. Yep. If you want to donate, Robert accepts those, and then he will send that money to his orphanage that he helps to support. If you're on YouTube, it's very simple. There's a button on the bottom of the chat that's a $sign in a square. Click on that, and you can definitely donate. Robert, we got 4 hands raised.
Craig, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, go ahead.
I want you guys to know that your mind is always going to question the connection. Constantly beat the shit out of you about your connection. You don't really have it. You're not saying the right prayer. That's bullshit. That's hype. That's a cult. Yeah, it's going to constantly keep you from being connected. So when I started our YouTube channel, did you hear our YouTube channel? Right? I mean that. When I started our YouTube channel and I went in the back and there was this thing called Super Chatter. And I read on it, and it says, if you enable or click Super Chats while you're talking on your videos, people can click and send you money. What do you think this asshole did to me? This asshole beat the shit out of me. You actually believe that you're enough and connected enough that while you're talking, people will be inspired to send you money? There is no way that anyone's ever going to send you anything. Don't even click the button. But because I'm connected, you need to shut the fuck up. Click the button. And I clicked the button. Right after I connected the button, I think it was James Saunders. Soon as I unclicked the button, did the next video. Bing. Lisa Marie, Jody, Bill Shoemaker. I mean, some of you, Peter and Linda, Mary, I think that maybe all of you have given. And then that inspired me more. So when it inspired me more, then I decided to match it dollar for dollar and send it to the children. So when you step into the connection, your logic mind is going to beat the shit out of you. Come on, just be connected and connect with people. That'll work for Robert, but it's not going to work for me. Okay, Craig, questions. Let's go.
Okay, we got 4 hands raised. So are we good?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I see hands raised from Deborah Bronner, Jody Falcon, Jerome Marshall. But first, the gentleman that had his hand up first is the gentleman who is right there, Mr. James Saunders. Please, Mr. Saunders, go ahead, open up and share with us.
Robert, as usual. As usual. Colossal, magnanimous connection.
Love you, brother.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. How are you?
I am blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved as well. You see, I'm a little smooth now.
Yeah. Do you guys know that deeply loved has been part of that quote since the first time I heard it, and I didn't add it till maybe like the mid of last year? Why wouldn't I want to say deeply loved?
Because you are.
No,
That's
but
a fact.
I didn't feel like I was enough. I didn't feel like I was worthy.
You.
Yeah. So I'm still working on it.
It's working fine.
Got a question? How can I help you?
My question is, you partially eliminated it when you talked about AI. Now this is for Matt too, because I know he's listening. Okay. I remember I was looking on YouTube, and I was looking on my Facebook, and I was looking on Instagram, and I saw something got my attention. It got my attention. Years past, I'd have been worried. But I'm not worried now. But years past, I've been worried because they said that there were numerous McDonald's in Nevada and in named some other areas.
Yeah.
They had no human interaction whatsoever. No human interaction. And I said, damn, no human interaction? All those jobs? Ain't nobody got no jobs? And I started thinking about, because I came back in the military at 47, as you know, and we had to do the running and the push-ups and the shooting and all the stuff. And I thought to myself, I said, well, how would it be? How would it be if there was no humans? If they only had AI doing all this? We didn't have anybody that we needed to scream at. Nobody that we needed to talk to do. And then I thought about our business, network marketing.
Right.
And they introduced AI to that. Now, I've used AI in the past for my sermons and stuff. Chat GPT is wonderful for that, But then I thought, I said, what if we didn't need humans? What if we didn't need humans? What is our role? So my question to you is, what is our role moving forward to prepare for AI with all it can do and all that it will do, not all that it can do today, because what it can do today is extraordinary. But what it'll do in 5 or 10 or 15 years?
There's only one thing, and that's stay connected to the creator and get other people to do the same. Build a community of people that when they're around you, James, they feel connected. That's it.
That's it.
Every day, all day, work on getting people plugged in. And that's not plugged into you, that's plugged into the wisdom that you know. So, yeah, so that's all you can do, because the AI is not going to be able to build a community. It's going to mess up. People are going to go, don't you guys find it interesting when someone gets plastic surgery that you can immediately notice it? Here's why. Just my feelings. Is we are all not perfect. So when you use plastic surgery and make it look perfect, it looks fake. I mean, some of these people that had done plastic surgery to their face, and you're like, why? I mean, I thought Burt Reynolds was a pretty handsome guy. It was obvious that his movies did well. And then you've seen him in his end years and you're going, who is that? Well, that's Burt Reynolds. How about Kenny Rogers? Purposely staying away from females. It's like, I don't know why people do that. But if that makes them feel better, if that makes them trying to make an attempt to get more connected with themselves, that's what it is, James. There's more. We have more people on this planet than we've ever had, and we have more disconnected people than we ever had. So we just got to get people to get connected and fall back in love with themselves and show them how to get connected and create a community around that.
So it's not that we have to be perfect.
We're not. Some people think that I shouldn't swear. And I went, then you got to talk to my connector. So some people, I don't know, are in a different connection where they're saying that the way that you treat people is just tell them all the stuff that they're not supposed to do. There's other people that I'm connected with that say, hey, just be you. We're a wonderful becoming, right, James?
That's right.
I love you,
That's
brother.
right. Love
love
you
you,
as well.
brother.
Thank you for answering my question.
What?
Thank you for answering my question.
I love to answer your questions, connected brother. Build your church.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Thank you, James. Love you, man.
Love you too.
James, thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you there, brother. All right, we got more connections to our church to connect with. Coming up, Deborah and Jerome, but first, Jody Falcon. And Jody, thank you once again for
James, thank you so very.
So go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share.
Hi, Jody.
Okay, so you are the best prescription, the best RX anywhere that any medical person, any alternative holistic person could ever write. And I have to tell you why. I've had a physically exhausting week, and truly, I had to carry my own ass just to sit in this chair to be here with you. This week, I can't tell you how many 40-pound bales of hay, 20 pounds of bedding that I hauled and spread out at the animal sanctuary where I volunteer. Oh, wait. That all happened after I picked up all the poops from the horses, right? Okay. So, Robert.
I loved your videos, man. I was doing my.
Thank you. Oh, that means a lot. And all of you here, I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. That's one of my two very short questions.
Okay.
Okay. So, talk about freaking downloads. Jeez, oh, peace. So let me see. I'm in the 27th week of reading this book.
Okay.
And I'm in the second week of the scroll marked 7. And the first sentence is, I will laugh at the world. So about, yeah. Oh, and also at myself too.
Oh.
Me, myself, my world.
That's why all my jokes are funny, because
I'm the
first one to laugh at my own jokes. It's like,
thank you, Craig. Oh, thank you so much. So 5 days ago, I just finished reading the scroll marked 7 for the third time that particular day. And I would say in a millisecond, I got this major download. You must post every day at least one something that will make people laugh or chuckle or have a belly laugh.
That's called connection.
I mean, it was electric. It was truly, I have like goosebumps now. So what has happened, one of my silly jokes that I get from Pinterest, because I am not a comedian, okay? In less than 24 hours, I had 589 people reached just from this one simple little humorous thing, right? So I've been in the process of reaching out to those people and gifting them this, because I have it downloaded in my photos. In my photos, I have different albums. My largest album is called my Inspiration Album.
Very
so
cool.
I have a picture of this. Okay. So I send it to people as a thank you so much for seeing, responding, loving, commenting, whatever it is, because I don't copy and paste. And it is just so much fun. Yeah. Okay. So, two quick questions for you, my love. For the IC group on Telegram, is that designed just for us to get, your messages, or is that supposed to be a chat back and forth too? Because I was very much compelled to respond and comment to your post in Telegram about the AI and the whole connection of what you just did.
Yeah, that Telegram group is just a place, including we tried to do this with the community on the YouTube. That's just us downloading to you guys, informing you when everything happens.
Perfect.
Because because a lot of people sometimes were getting they wasn't getting the emails that they were supposed to get to let them know when we were doing stuff. So
Okay.
that was Craig's genius idea to put that together. And to be brutally honest, Jody, I wouldn't want that to be a chat. Because now that you've listened to what I said today, do you guys realize how many people chat and they're not connected?
Oh, yeah. Right away. Right away,
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Okay, so I don't want a bunch of non-connected people posting stuff when they're unconnected.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
yeah, and don't take offense to that. It's just like, hey, have you guys, heard that, the Jewish people have a laser beam? It's like, oh my God, I know you're laughing, but believe it or not, that's some kind of QAnon bullshit out there. But when people are not connected and they connect into the wrong modems and wrong servers, then they really believe that it's their job to share this disinformation.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
And we've never opened up a chat ever and not had those people show up.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah. So that's what was the other question? I love your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is for Matthew. And I do have, I forget what it's called. The YouTube app thing where you can get your analytics or something. YouTube Studio. Yes, I have that, Matthew. So is there a way, I've been trying to figure out how to find out the names of my subscribers because I want to reach out and thank them for subscribing.
Yeah, that's an interesting question because I think that there is a spot where you can see like your latest subscribers.
Lisa Marie, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
But I would say that that's probably more like members. I'm sure there's certain places that you probably can figure out subscribers, but I honestly wouldn't bother with that. I would only focus on the people that are commenting on your stuff because the thing that exists is anyone can make an account and subscribe, and maybe they don't want to be interacted with, or maybe they just want to be, there's this whole term in social media, especially on YouTube and sites like YouTube and Twitter and stuff, just lurking, people that just like to consume your content, but they don't want to interact, right? Like maybe they have social anxiety, or maybe there's other things that they're busy with or whatever it may be. And maybe they're just looking at it of more of like, I get to sit down and watch something and then step away from it, right?
I haven't found that, Jody, and I would suggest, thank you, Matt, so much. Jody, what I'd really suggest is going to YouTube and in the search, put, is there any place that I can see all my subscribers?
Oh, hello.
I'll do you one better. Just go to ChatGPT and ask it. And then you have a conversation about it at least.
Actually, I can even do you one better than that because you can. If you go to your channel dashboard, and
is this on the YouTube Studio app? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you on Studio?
I'm sorry. If you're talking about the phone app, I don't know, but on the computer, you can.
Oh, the computer.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that might be something that you might want to think about because you can still connect
I like
to your
Lisa Marie.
channel.
Lisa Marie, serious?
Yes, serious. You go to your channel dashboard, which is part of your YouTube studio on the computer. Scroll down, and at least this is what we have with Roberts, is below the channel analytics, down towards the bottom, you'll see a square that says recent activity. And if you've got members and subscribers, click on the subscribers button.
Way to go.
perfect.
Thanks, Craig.
You're welcome.
Ask and it is given.
Amen. There you go.
That's why we're a dynamic team here. If one of us
No
doesn't have an
kidding.
answer, we got
Oh
Craig
my.
and
Well, Jody, I love and appreciate you.
Love and appreciate you and everybody. Thank you for the revitalization.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Bye.
Great weekend.
Jody, thank you so very, very much, and great question. All right, moving right along. We have Mr. Jerome Marshall. Deborah, you're coming up. So Jerome Marshall, there you go. Unmute yourself. High five, big one. Here you go.
Thank you, Deacon. Thank you, Deacon.
Please
Deacon
share.
Craig Jackman.
What's up, Jerome? How are you?
I'm good. Good, Reverend.
What are you?
So I'm good, Reverend. You're the Reverend. You took us to church today, man. That was good. That was hot.
Thank you, Jerome.
No problem. No problem. I just have a confession and a quick question. So my confession is I've been on this Jim Rohn click. I've just been listening to him and his teachings and stuff, and a lot of times I listen to it before I go to sleep, and it's hitting deep. So my question to you is, what is your personal Jim Rohn video or
I just think his sower always centers me. So, you know, when he talks about numbers and the parable of the sower. So if you put in Jim Rohn and then the parable of the sower, that to me is it's the one that centers me, gets me plugged in, gets me reconnected, because I just love how, you know, people always talk about, they're just not willing to, most people are not willing to pursue fulfillment and happiness. So if you notice that, you know, I believe that, I don't even know where this is written. I think it's Statue of Liberty, but you know, it's like, you know, you get to pursue happiness, the pursuit of happiness.
Declaration of Independence.
Is where?
That's right. Declaration of Independence.
Okay. So do you notice that it doesn't say happiness? Because believe it or not, when we're done with the pursuit, we're usually unhappy.
Yeah.
It's like, so we go on the pursuit of happiness, and then we hit where we're supposed to hit, and then we go, oh my God, it's not here. I'm busting my ass trying to find happiness. And the only time when we find happiness is when we get connected, and it's the pursuit to get the happiness. We're locked in, focused, and we're on the pursuit of finding that treasure, finding that connection. And then once we find it, now we sit around and do this until we find another pursuit.
Right.
So yeah, that would definitely be mine. Mine is the Craig posted it, and that's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. So my other thing is I'm gonna start bringing some tithes and some offerings, for you when you be preaching, because I'm gonna hit you up.
You know, people that are really close to me, is always say, I've always said, when are you going to start your church?
Yeah.
And
I can see it, man.
believe it or not, for those of you that know there's a higher calling, the people that I know that are most that I know are most connected just flat out told me that my pursuit is business, that I need to make sure that Matthew and Angel that decide to have an orphanage and want to support children, that my part of my ministry is making sure that I get the money that they need to make that happen.
Yeah, you're in your calling, man. I can feel it every day, and I love and appreciate you for that.
I love you, man. I love you, man.
Yeah, and thank you again for your comment for my 6,000 followers. So it's over 6,000 now, but thank you so much. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, there was a
Let's
guy
get
named
it.
Daryl. There's a guy named Daryl that reached out to me while I was thinking about when I got the download yesterday. I couldn't wait to share it with you guys because, you know, me talking on the inner circle and some of the things that their inner circle members bring up usually gets me into that download. So I'm connected to you guys more than you'll ever know. I'll say this statement, and I know that you guys won't believe it. I wish you did, because if you did, your lives would change. But I want you happy and fulfilled and successful, whatever your definition is. And I want it for you more than you want it for you. I know that for a fact. So that's why I'm patient. I'm going to love you till you get it. And when you get it, I'm going to also love you to your pursuit to your next level.
That's right.
Because I'm just totally connected with people that go, oh my God, if I was able to make enough money to quit my job, that would be amazing. Right?
Yeah.
And then that happens and they go, yeah, this wasn't it. I'm going, no, it's not. And
yeah,
then
I'm not afraid.
That's when people start going, oh, what is it then? It's about helping other people do that.
Right. Yeah. See, I'm not afraid when you do the deep talk like that. I'm not afraid of it. I welcome it because it takes me to a whole nother mindset and thinking another way. So I thank you. Keep doing that. Don't hold back.
Amen. Amen.
So
Now,
thank you so much.
As long as I'm connected, you're going to get the downloads, brother.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's connect.
Let's
do it.
Pray for more downloads. There you go, Jerome. I love
Let's do it. Let's get it. Love you, man.
Love you too. Have a great day.
Thank you. Great. You too.
Jerome, thank you so very much. Let's see. Next, Deborah. There you go. Go ahead, open up, Deborah Bronner, and please share with us.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I got something in front of my page right now. Anyway, I don't know if you can see me or it. You guys, Robert Hollis is a gift from God. He is, I mean, my gosh, in my life, and now I need to say these things. What I've been doing is learning from you how to reframe everything. And that's been a blessing. But beyond that, I always, in the last 6 years since I have followed you, oh my gosh, the wisdom, the love I have for you. But you said something, I don't remember if it was on the Inner Circle Thursday, because I'm always there, you guys. It's just the video hasn't worked out. But
by the way, congratulations to Deborah for getting her camera to work.
Right. It took people working on my stuff yesterday, but whatever it takes going forward, because I did something years ago, was terrible to myself when I first got injured, and I thought it'd take 6 months. I withdrew away from all my friends on Facebook. And I've always been a person, an uplifter and encourager. And it used to be that people would, wanted what I had. They'd say that, women. And, Jesus and the downloads aren't private. They're for everyone. So I got inspired to start a Bible study in my building of seniors. And so anyway, these things are all coming up for me right now. Like, since you said, what you don't care if we do network marketing or not. What you care is that we can pursue our dreams and you could help. that breakthrough for me, because that whole thing, network marketing, had me so screwed up and technical things. And this is just a whole awareness. So, and I realized when you talked today that when I got off Facebook thinking it'd only be 6 months until I could walk again, not 5 years, but I didn't want to be Debbie Downer to anybody, but I have isolated myself through all of this. And, I have some good Christian friends. You need people back in your life. So my goal the rest of the day is to connect, get back on and know, like, and love people and inspire people to be their best and do messages that I used to do before all this and not late. And God revealed something last night again to me. God is bigger than my circumstances.
Yes.
Yes. And I feel very honored to be on this call with you. This felt a personal thing to me.
I missed your beautiful face.
Thank you.
I love your energy. And when you smile, it just lights up everything. So
I'm so excited about a future now, getting connected with people for a purpose of blessing them, which came so easily to me. And I haven't lost that. I've just been hiding it. Yeah. So I'm excited about it.
We all, as human beings, it's funny because I don't know if all religions say a different word, but we all have heard this where I brought it up on another video, I remember. And you'll actually have people go, "Are you a practicing Jew? Are you a practicing Mormon?" Isn't it funny? It's like we know their belief, but we haven't seen them for a while. So apparently they're not practicing. And me and Craig know some people, and please, this is just a statement that they said. I don't believe this, but I had one guy tell me one time, Mike Miramoto, that told me that he was a modern Mormon. Now, I guess a modern Mormon is someone that just doesn't have to follow the rules and commandments. But my point being is people call it backsliding, you know what I mean, or something like that. Yes. And what we're doing is we're downgrading our internet connection. So we're just saying, man, I used to be there on Sunday. I used to be there on Saturday. I used to be there on Wednesday. I got Bible study. I'm just using examples, you guys. But it's like, when aren't I connected with other people that want a connection, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, maybe that's too much. Maybe I'll just do Sundays. And then it's like, well, how about one Sunday a month? And it's like, how about just Easter and Christmas? And it's like, we just slowly start unplugging. And I'm using that as an analogy because ever since I've been involved, there were the 4 things that you were supposed to do. And my mentor's quick start training all the time was get enrolled. All right, get started, Then the next one was where do you see yourself getting started? That was usually a position. The third one is, now that you're jacked out of your mind and your ignorance on fire, say as little as you can to as many people as you can if that can. And then the last one was called pay attention. And pay attention was to be aware that you got to constantly be plugged into the source that you're learning. And it's so obvious in everything else. It's like, hey, did you go to college? Yeah, but I didn't get a degree. Oh, you disconnected. See what I mean? It's like, you think about everything. It's like, hey, do you got a driver's license? No, I don't. Why? Well, I got a license and I didn't really drive and I don't like driving, so I don't have a driver's license. Oh, you disconnected. All right. So those of us that go to class reunions, and it's like, where's Bobby? Hey, disconnected. Wait a minute. He disconnected when the sheriffs came to high school in his senior year and pulled him out of social studies and took him to federal prison. That's when he disconnected. So if I show up around those people back in 1980 that I graduated with, and I show up at a class reunion, it feels so bizarre because they're all still connected to something that I was connected to 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're still connected. They're all on bowling leagues. They're all on pool leagues. They're all on dart leagues. They all got toys and they all go to the lake. And that's it.
Community.
Drink beer, play cribbage, and that's it.
Right.
And I'm going like, so I show up there and I love them. There's just no connection. Does that make sense?
Yes. Have you ever heard the term lukewarm Christian?
Yes.
Similar thing, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're not plugged in 100%, you can't just plug in a little.
When me and Jeff talked about this, and I did it on the inner circle, every one of us has been connected to something that fed us at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And why people change mates, change churches, change religions, change jobs, change everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's because all of a sudden we're in a place that we feel like we don't belong. It's the misfit toys from Misfit Island.
Uh-huh.
And so all of a sudden it's the hero's journey where you're looking around, you're going, holy crap, I have nothing in common with these people. And so since I've been using that analogy that was downloaded to me, have any of you ever been to a place where you were hardwired and you had 3 megabits, or a gigabit download, and you're like, all my electronic devices work really different here than when I'm around different people. You know what I mean? You plug into other networks and it's like, man, this is slow.
And it's not fulfilling.
Yeah. And the connection's so slow, you'd rather disconnect than get frustrated and upset and overwhelmed. You're like, man, I got to disconnect from this because this sucks, man. This is because we're so used to it, right? And so constantly seek for a deeper, faster connection. And for those of you that are a belief, Deborah, I know is one of my favorite scriptures. I only have a couple, but one of my favorite scriptures is, if you pull closer to me, I'll pull closer to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And a story.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it to be very complex, but if you spend dedicated time with me, I'll spend dedicated time with you.
Absolutely. And
so
Robert, thank you for
bet.
saying that you didn't say you were highly favored and deeply loved part to last year. And I remembered that transition. But what you said today, you didn't feel worthy. I didn't think you ever have felt that way. You know,
every level that I step into, it starts all over again. I remember I said this on in a first time that I spoke at Eric Worre's event. I just told him that I expect a higher standard for me because I don't feel like I'm alive unless I'm in the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment.
Okay. Thank you.
And that for me is how many people did I impact this year? How much of a difference did I definitely make? I'm analytical, so I tell people everything that I measure as evidence is easy to measure. Like, how much money did you give to the orphans last year? See what I mean?
Yeah.
That's reported on my tax report.
Right.
See, so it's easy to, how many views do we have? How many subscribers do we have? And I think it's just so awesome that we have this group of people in the inner circle that have watched me when I posted, hey, I made $70. I made $70 this month on YouTube because 70 was better than nothing. And I made zero my first week in MDC, and I made $70 my second week in MDC. So my goal is always to share with you guys evidence that what I'm doing, which is connecting with people to get them connected. And then later down the road, I know that they'll either want to connect with me or tell somebody about me.
Yes. Robert, can I say one last thing and then I'll let you go on? Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I one time super chatted $100. When I tried to do 10, it was a Claire, but correct. And you were very grateful. I was scared right after that. How am I going to buy groceries or do what or what? And so that's a real shortage for me. And so, but then ding, ding, I got downloaded. Trust, faith, and trust the Lord because he wants me to have a life of abundance. And it comes back to you. Everything comes around to you. What you give, you get,
That just touched me so deeply, Deborah, that you panicked because there was another zero in your donation and you had the faith to know that you wasn't going to get kicked out of your apartment.
Right. Thank you for being minister of my life.
I love you, Deborah. I love you.
Love you, Robert.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting whoever got Deborah hooked up on camera. Thank you very much. I love that.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Love you.
Love everyone. Bye-bye.
God bless you forever.
Deborah, thank you so much. Great to see you. And you sound fantabulous, honestly. Yeah. So
it's all my higher power. Encouraging me. And it's Robert.
Thank you so very much again. All right, Ola. I see your hand went up. Yep.
Sweden.
Let's go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share as we start wrapping things up for today's AMA.
Hello, Robert.
Hi, Ola. How are you?
Very good. How are you? Fantastic AMA.
Oh, so you're only good. So you're on low speed right now.
No, I'm in very high speed. I'm great, actually.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah,
you're great. Is that better than good?
That's even. Yeah, it's getting gooder and gooder. but my question is, do you pinch your arm every day? Because I know your story. Very humble beginnings. Yes. And now you are financially a 1%er. I mean, I know you love to give to charities and so, but I wonder, can you describe how it feels? Not only you never have to worry about finances, but also you can, like, I know your wife, Terry, for example, she hates the winter, but you guys, you can, anytime you want, take a trip to a paradise island, you can. How does it feel to be so financially blessed? That's my question.
I've always said this, and Ola, I love you, man. I have always said this. There throughout my life of learning to get connected and give to others. Time is giving to others. Studying wisdom that gets you higher connected, and then you share that with others. That's connection. There's a lot of ways to tithe, right? And sow seeds. And people sometimes forget sowing seeds sometimes is just seeding into their lives, being there for them. I know when I decided to stop doing lives, YouTube lives, I've had over 100 people messaged me. Oh my God, I miss your lives every day. So
I was about to do that.
yeah. So I need to really step into at least creating content on a day-to-day basis, a new one that people can see. But I always told them, I guarantee you that Jim Rowan is not creating any new content
Of course.
because he no longer is living, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of my mentors are virtual mentors. I've never met Abraham Hicks. I've met Mandino. But you still can get connected with the stuff that they've done in the past. And what I always do, Ola, is I'll go on someone's YouTube channel and then I'll click on videos. And then I click on the most popular videos. Because I guarantee you those are the ones that connected the most. Right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
Matthew sent me a couple of videos today, or last night, and this guy does like a quick documentary video on Adam Sandler, and then he did a short documentary one about Jim Carrey. And what I think is really coming to people's thoughts right now is I can't tell you how I manifested this stuff I manifested. I think a lot of people are getting beat up right now because they believe that the way that you manifest things like Kobe Bryant and other people is they think that it's skills. It's connection first. It's connection first, then it's skill. Because like Kobe says, and I love basketball, dear basketball, is he talks about I forget one line that's really powerful. And he says, I never ever thought of a tunnel. I always only dreamed of myself running out of the tunnel.
Oh.
Running out of the tunnel onto the basketball floor while everyone's freaking screaming. And my connection was, I can't imagine having your name called in front of thousands of people, and you walk up on stage and they give you an award, and then you get to tell everybody why you got the award. And I think, don't you guys always hear all the time, some people that are critical about everything in life, it's sad, but they'll say, okay, so why is it when someone gets a touchdown or gets a home run, they point up above and say, you know, I just want to give glory to God. But if they get intercepted or they fumble the ball or they get struck out, they don't point up. I know why. Because when you do something that's above average, you feel connected. When you do something that feels like a failure or a mistake, you don't feel connected. Now, you should stay connected, but when you beat yourself up, you disconnect yourself. And so you're not going, hey, you know, I just was walking out in the parking lot and I tripped and broke my ankle. I just want to give glory to God.
True.
You don't do that because you feel disconnected when you fail.
Yeah.
And so what you ask is, for me personally, and based on everything that I've seen from other people, like, you know, when people got money out of the way, it's no longer a thought in your mind. It's sort of like what I think people are going to feel when AI takes their job. You know, because they're going to feel lost, because that used to be their identity. That used to be where they were plugged in. If you met me before network marketing, I would have told you, hey, Ola, and you would go, Robert, what do you do? Oh, I'm an auto mechanic. I work for Roger Penske. I work on race cars. See, that's my identity. That's what I'm plugged into. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but I'm glad it did. God, the universe, or whatever reached out and took a pair of scissors and cut that connection.
Yeah.
And even though I lost my identity and lost my ability to provide for my family, and it took my masculinity, I felt worthless. And while I'm going deeper and deeper in despair and get my electricity cut off and unconnecting from now my wife, that was my girlfriend, and my son, Robert Hollis Jr., I just started disconnecting from everything. And when I disconnected for everything, that stopped the flow, including my income. So that's how my electricity got disconnected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like you just keep getting more and more disconnected. And all of a sudden my landlord wanted to disconnect from me. And the people that borrowed me money for my used car wanted to disconnect me from driving that car. It's like when you're in a hole, you got to stop digging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like working harder to get out of the hole. No, you gotta be quiet, get plugged in, get in the tractor beam, and get transported out of that hole.
Yeah.
Just plug into something else. So I wish everyone in the world, well, I do know. Remember when I got a little blunt with people and said, "Hey, have you ever had an orgasm?" You know what I mean? It's like for just
Yeah.
so to me that may or may not be for you a little funny thought on just a little bit of disconnection for a while. And I think that everyone can understand in their pursuit of having an orgasm, you can be pretty focused.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, hey, don't bother me right now. I'm on a pursuit of happiness. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
we can get pretty damn honed in, if you know what I mean. Tunnel vision, you know.
Yeah.
Got another joke popped in my head. I might as well say. Um, I've heard this my whole life, and I think it's funny, is why men get in so much trouble is they only have enough blood to run one head at a time.
Yeah.
So when we get a lack of blood flow in the head, the upper head is like, why did you do that? That's stupid. I don't know why he did that. God, that was stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, do it, you know? So wow, that went for a crazy twist. Anyway, hey, Ola, I just got to say that I thank you for pulling this out of me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So how it feels is when you can be connected where you lose despair and you no longer think about money and you get peace of mind and you get security and you get connection and you get more joy and more love by loving who you are and loving what you're doing in the world.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's like now
Yeah.
all of a sudden someone calls me and says, "Robert, what do you do?" You know that I don't say a mechanic anymore. I would say today that, well, I find unconnected people and I help them get reconnected. I have never said that in my entire life. I look for unconnected people and I get them connected again. Now, people would think that's religion or trying to connect them to some belief. That's not connection, because people that don't believe in a higher power or God have felt connection.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? They feel connection to other people. They've lost their thoughts of time when they're doing things they love. Man, who can sit in front of a computer playing a video game or a computer game for 20 hours a shot? People that are connected. And everybody else laughs at them. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tell my sons, I just don't understand how you can watch a streamer watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Why would you watch why would 50,000 people watch this person, male or female, play a video game? That is like the stupidest stuff I have ever heard in my life. And then Kyle and Matt will look at me and go, so what are you doing on Saturday nights? I'm watching UFC. Why? Because I like watching people fight. Or you tell me a bunch of people show up to watch people fight, and then you pay pay-per-view to watch people fight? Who would watch other people talking about other people fighting? Me. What's going to
They
happen?
got you.
What's going to happen this weekend? The NFL playoffs, right? Millions of people are going to watch the football team, but they don't understand other people watching another person play video game. Hey, I can't do anything. The playoff game's coming. I'm going to focus in there and watch the playoffs. It's like, wow, really? But no, when the Super Bowl comes, it's a little worse, because I'm going to plug in like an hour to hear other people talk about the game I'm going to watch later. And while they're telling all the stories about the people that are going to play in the Super Bowl, then I'm going to watch the Super Bowl and the commercials. And then afterwards, I'm going to hear everyone that loves football talk about the football game that I just watched.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's okay to be connected to things that give you joy.
Nice.
So whatever sport you love, Ola, what's your favorite sport? What's something that you love watching?
You call it soccer in the US.
Do you love soccer?
Yeah.
What would it feel like to have really good seats at one of their games?
Fantastic.
That's
VIP table.
Get connected to that, because I love things, but I've also sat in the most expensive seats of those things. You see what I mean?
Nice.
It's like,
Yeah. Awesome.
And so if person loves video games, do they have video game conferences and conventions?
Yeah.
And these people that make millions of dollars by paying video games, do they sometimes have competitions and everyone goes to the competitions?
Yeah.
You need to go there. Robert, that takes money, airfreight, time. The tickets are sold out right away. Well, great. If they're sold out right away, then you got to get tickets for the next year one. No, those are already sold out. The next year one. See what I mean? It's like, what would stop you from experience the best experience of that? So that started out with me helping people on the street, giving them money or going to a homeless shelter, and then it just kept getting bigger for me. And so, yeah, I would want every person in the world to experience a higher level of experiences, a higher level of joy, a higher level of giving. I mean, I know that I'm weird, but every year my sons and people that are close to me watch me level up. I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. Every year I have to level up. I got to give more to charity. I got to make a bigger impact. I need to find something I'm not good at that the top 0.01% of people are good at. That's just me. So when I heard that there was only 41,000 YouTube channels that are over 1 million subscribers. Is there anybody that watches this video live or recorded that want to bet against me? I'll take your bet.
No, I won't.
Because all I got to do is get connected. And while I'm connected, then I turn the camera on and I talk. That's all I do. I love being connected. I love being on AMAs. I love being on Inner Circle. I love creating content.
You do what you love and you're good at it. So, you know.
But at one time, Ola, everything that I'm good at one time, I felt I wasn't worthy. I didn't feel like I was enough. I I knew that people would laugh about my Hollisism. I knew they would know that my grammar was all screwed up. You know, people always say, I apologize for my English. It's not my native language. And I go, I apologize for my English, and it's my only language.
Yeah.
And everybody cracks up when I say that. And I said, listen,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what connection or communications is, but it's your ability to say things to make me understand what you're thinking and feeling. You are doing freaking awesome. Stop letting this guy beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So I talk to a lot of people that go, well, my English sucks. And I don't, you know, yeah. So now you just gave me a bunch of thoughts about why you feel you can't connect. Can you give me a couple of thoughts of why you think you should and could?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. I've hung around a lot of people that are single. And when I get around them and they get a couple of drinks in them, immediately they're looking for a connection.
Yeah, true.
I'm like, well, you do understand what connection means. Yeah, get a little liquid courage in you, and now I'm going to go see if I can get connected. It's like pretty interesting.
And have a goal.
So yeah, Ola, I that's one of those things that I wish that I could give you an experience. You know, Melody Riba, it was fun for me to call her up one day and say, "Hey, we're taking a private jet to the Bahamas. You want to go?"
Yeah, that must have been fantastic.
Yeah. So, you know, flying coach on Southwest is a little different than flying coach on Delta. And flying first class on Delta is just a little bit better than coach on Delta. And then flying first class with Pacific, China Pacific, or Virgin Air is just a little bit different. And then flying in a private jet is just a little bit different.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's like so once the mind expands, it's sort of hard for it to go back. And
Yeah.
and so Melody on cue, because we're connected, wrote the next statement that was coming out of my mouth. A luxury experience once becomes a necessity. So I ask you a question before we go, Ola. What is it going to feel like for you when you no longer require a job?
It's so fucking awesome. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, see, I've already told you guys many times that because of my connection, it put me in the right place at the right time, because I believe in that. I totally do. I'm the luckiest person in the world. I also, on a daily basis, pray for luck. God, I want you to help me. I want your energy, your luck, your connection. I want everything that you have for me. I know I don't even understand the stuff that you have for me. And if you're not a believer in God, Ola, simply do this. Do you know what the cloud is?
Yeah.
Okay, so in iPhones call it iCloud. The rest of the people call it cloud, right? So what if you could close your eyes, Ola, and imagine a room in this cloud where you could put people in that cloud to be connected with? So it might be pastors, it might be athletes, it might be writers, singers, actors. Did I say athletes? Athletes, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's scientists, you know? So in this room, it could be Albert Einstein, Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor now, Jim Rohn now. See, I got some pretty cool people in my room
Awesome.
that I get to connect with. Because Albert Einstein didn't know what to call it, so instead of God, he called it ether. And no one knows why this is called Ethernet cable. Yeah, I'm still plugged in.
Yeah.
I'm still plugged in. So he said, I don't know what it is. I just know that over 97% of all the stuff in the world is nothing. It's just holding all the protons, electrons, neutrons, atoms. I don't know what's holding them all together. I don't know why you put a bunch of atoms together and they call it glass. And I don't know why you put a bunch of atoms together and it calls it wood. I don't know why a bunch of atoms put together are called copper. Another bunch of atoms together are called iron or helium. I don't know what that stuff is that's holding it all together and making it spin and making sure that we don't get slung off this planet at 25,000 miles an hour. You ever take a marble in a cereal bowl?
Yeah.
Right? So it's hard to keep a marble in a cereal bowl, but yet there's 8 billion people on this planet and they're not being slung off.
True.
I don't know what that is. So in that same cloud, what if were some other people like Muhammad and Buddha and Jesus and Martin Luther King and the Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa? Maybe there's a bunch of people for other people that could be teachers and also people that left a pretty good damn story. I didn't see the story, but I can be inspired by the story. So,
Yeah.
so who are some other people that I want in there? If you love music or you loved art, or like my son loves directing, I know in his cloud, he's probably got a few directors, a few screenwriters, a few cameramen. Are you getting where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Living or dead. Because see, I look at the internet, unlimited wisdom. I look at that as a different connection. I believe I'm connected to you. Have we ever met?
No, not in person.
I'm connected with you, Ola.
Yeah. I feel the same.
So then, what if someone pretended to have some other people in that cloud? Like Muhammad, Allah, God. If you were a Hindu or a native Indian, you got a couple 100 gods in there. But they're in there. And so we're very blessed, Ola, to be able to put who we want in the cloud, to tap into their inspiration, how they get in the zone, how they figured out the tractor beam to allow them to focus, to connect with other people that wanted that kind of connection. And then you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Ola, I can't believe why everything just changed for you overnight. Well, I got connected. Oh, Christ. Oh my God, what are you talking about? Listen, I just came up with an imaginary room in the cloud that I got a bunch of people in there that I'm connected to, that I ask for wisdom and they give it to me. Ola, we're going to put a suit on you and we're going to put you in a rubber room. Oh, okay. So maybe what I should do is not talk about my connection with people that don't understand what the connection is.
Exactly. Thank you. I got it.
So isn't it funny when you talk to the right people, you got to sort of dance a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, so who inspires you, Ola?
You?
Oh, my pastor. My pastor inspires me. All right. I see where you get the connection. Tony Robbins inspires me. I just want to change one thing. It's okay to be connected to them, but can you also work on your connection with his connection? Whoever inspires you, can you try to think where you think they're getting their downloads from?
Yeah.
Because there's open ports, Ola. There's open port. So that's why people will believe in a certain belief, and then they listen to a person that says they know everything about that belief. And then all of a sudden you find out that their cord is plugged into another couple other beliefs. And that's where we lose the connection. We no longer feel like we can be connected with them because we found out that they're sleeping with everyone in the inner circle of the church or the synagogue. We constantly find people that we're connected with, and then we find out that they're also connected in other things we don't respect. And so then what do? We call ourselves stupid. And how could I plug into somebody like that without knowing it? I can't believe that I did that opportunity and then I found out it was a scam and I got taken advantage of. So then when we unplug because we feel stupid because bad things happen to us, I was dating a person and then I found out they were cheating on me. So wait a minute. I plugged my connection in and then I got hurt. I'm just, fuck that. I'm not plugging in anymore. Well, how's that working for you?
Good one.
So we all have to go through our pain, go through our hurt, our anger, our blame game, our victim thing. And then sooner or later, you're either going to grow or you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
And when you decide to grow, you're going to have to pull this back out and go, let me see. Let me trust this. Let me plug into here. That doesn't feel good. That's too slow. It keeps like breaking the connection. This is not good. Have any of you had multiple internet connections, by the way? Jesus, isn't that funny? Yeah, I connect at my home and then I connect from my phone and then I connect at the airport and I connect on the airplane. Then I connect at the hotel. Like, oh, so everywhere you're going, you're looking for a connection. How about start doing that with your life?
Yeah.
There's the close, Ola, right there. Bam.
Thank you very much.
So now instead of me asking people because they don't know what inspiration is, I'm going to say, hey, Ola, have you ever been connected?
Yeah.
Let me explain to you what a connection looks like and feels like. Oh yeah. I've been connected. Do you miss it? I do. Get it back, man. Fuck all those bad connections.
Yeah.
The world's trying to get you to disconnect and plug into them. Everybody wants to be connected. They just want you connected to Netflix. They just want you connected to social media. They just want you connected to Twitter, reading a bunch of bullshit. See, if you're not connected, you're connected to stuff that are not doing good things for you.
True.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
Let me connect for a little bit over to this porn site. Okay, that connection doesn't feel any good anymore. Let's go over here. Let's go. See what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
let me plug into this gambling site.
Yeah.
Let me plug into this drug. Let me plug into this alcoholic beverage. Let me plug into sports. You're plugged in. I'm just trying you to spend a little more time plugged into a different modem. Is that good? Yeah.
Fantastic.
Are you connected, and tell me what you're plugged into? Like, I love you, Ola.
Love you too. Thanks.
Okay, Craig, close us down, man.
All right. Oh my gosh. I hope everybody got everything out of this. And if you didn't, watch the replay. Whew. Yeah. Or if you took notes, how's your hand doing? Is it kind of like? Yeah, exactly, Jody. Exactly. Shake it off. There's more coming. The more you connect, there's more coming. Robert's downloads are coming more and more and more and more. Okay, so if you want to save the chat, which has a load of information in it, please download it to your computer. Click those 3 dots in the chat. This is in Zoom. And then click on Save Chat. And as soon as we finish here, it will download to your computer. For those of you watching on YouTube, it's already in the YouTube chat. But we will also put all of those links and the various things that Robert talked about in the description below this video. So you'll be able to grab all of those. Lots of amazing stuff. And that's why we call it AMA, because of the amazing Robert Hollis. Shout outs to the people who participated in today's AMA: Coach Curtis Phelan, James Saunders, Jody Falcon, Jerome Marshall, Deborah Bronner, Ola Meyer. Thank you so much for participating and taking part and being here. Thank you, Matt Hollis, for being our foundation, our executive producer. And without you, we couldn't be doing everything that we are doing for each and every one of you. And of course, to you, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us and be a part of this amazing community. We love you. We appreciate you. So until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to open it up so that all those on the Zoom, there we go, can say so long. Have a great
See you, Robert.
week.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Robert.
Downloads.
Training.
Thank you,
Downloads.
Thanks, Bob, Bill, Jody, Jamie.
One of
This
the
is
best
a great
AMAs.
great
One of the
job.
best I've had in a long time.
Awesome, man.
Melody. Love you.
Amen. You took
Daniel,
this first.
here's Peter and Linda. Peter and Linda. Hi,
Yes.
Deborah. Hey, Arthur. Thanks, James. Did I miss anybody?
No.
I love you guys.
Yep. Have a great weekend. Plug in, man.